Let's rev it up! Because I am sure hungry for one. Help! Help!
What's up, guys? It's Dirty Yugioh and the boys, and we're here with a Banlist discussion slash almost a wish list. I'd say.
Hopefully.
Yeah. We both kind of picked two from each category, and we're just going to run over our decisions.
The biggest thing is with MR5 coming up, we really don't know what's going to happen with the meta. All we know is that with the current meta, a lot of the decks that are still good right now are going to be good in MR5, so particularly Shaddoll Invoked is probably the biggest thing that we're going to be focusing on. There are other good decks right now, like Salamangreat, Altergeist, Dinos, but not really anything we think is going to do anything in MR5, but let's just get right into it.
So I actually have a 5,000 IQ, call me Alakazam, and what 100% getting banned is Mystic Mine.
Absolutely.
If that card doesn't get banned, I'm actually going to close this channel, because I swear to God I'm not playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I mean, the card's just not interactive. How many games have you won or lost because your opponent put out a whole board and you went, mine, and your opponent went, yeah, that's it. So that's just no fun. For me, we do have in, what is it, a week now, that Dual Overload's coming out that's going to bring out, what is that called? Crystron, Halka Fibrax, Needle Fiber. So Steam the Cloak, I think, is a big card that we have to look at. Konami for America has been pretty good at hitting those cards early, so I think Steam the Cloak is most likely going to get hit. Halka Fibrax will probably go to 1 as well, but I'll get a little more into that later.
I have another ban card I have is Spiral Sleeper. I think it's broken. I think if you set it, I think sometimes with your board is just resort, last resort.
Sleeper, last resort, right?
Yeah. They both have resort.
Apollo, yeah.
No, I'm saying with just Sleeper with those two.
Oh, yeah, you still can't out it.
Yeah, it's still pop. Yeah, I think that's incredible. I think if you brick, you can still do that, or you get hand trapped, or you get like, I don't say Needle Fiber, if you get into Nibiru, and you can still do that, I think it's broken. So I think that card has to go for the meta to kind of flourish with the new master rule.
Yeah, and I mean, Nibiru is not even a solid answer because they just make Apollo first, or Appaloosa, and then the deck's still pretty playable even without, like, you could even probably give them back 1 or 2 Spiral Resort. The deck, like, Sleeper is just the card that breaks the deck, in my opinion. Like, they can link into whatever they want, but they're not ending on any negates or anything like that. Unless they go into Destrudo plays, but that's, I don't know. People have come up with crazier shit. Speaking of crazy engines, though, I don't think anyone's going to be surprised. Lunalight Tiger, it's got to go. I am so sick and tired. Lunalight is the best archetype on paper, and I'm sick of it. I hate watching my opponent do 9-minute combos, bouncing stuff with Lunalight Tiger 16 times just to end on a board that loses to Mystic Mine. It's got to go. I think Konami, they hate engine cards. Like Trickstar Light Sage is banned, Hornet Drones is limited.
Well, I mean, Light Sage is on 1.
Oh, yeah, 1.
So
they don't like engines. So I think that taking away the Lunalight engine, they got to figure out a way to either, they just got to kill the engine, or they got to figure out a way to make Lunalight play like its own archetype again, because for some reason they go crazy for that stuff. On to limited.
I had Will of the Salamangreat. I think the deck is in a way inconsistent. To be fair, there's 3 debug, 3 Signet Mining, 1 Circle, 1 Gazelle. But at the same time, if you don't have access to Will or an extender, your hand's kind of subpar, or you get hand trapped, like it's bad.
Yeah, this is one of those limits where I don't think it's going to happen, but if they were to hit Salamangreat, because it has done well at events this format.
One of YCS already, Uterek.
This has to be the card to hit. Like, you can limit Balinks, but don't do that. Don't do that. Speaking of cards that should be limited because of decks doing way too good, Shaddoll Fusion. This one's hard. This one's really hard because if you limit Shaddoll Fusion, they cut from 6 fusion spells to 4. That's a big deal for Shaddoll because that's the only way their deck runs is just fusion cards. So I don't really like it, but the thing is like going into MR5, Invoke Shaddoll gets better. Like, because then they can just ending boards on like Winda, Kaliga, Construct, or Mechaba, or anything is just way easier because they don't have to worry about linking anymore. So that's a problem. So they have to hit something. It could be Winda to 1, but Shaddoll Fusion, actually probably does have to be Winda. It's one or the other. I think Shaddoll Fusion.
The issue with anything Winda is Aquilone can literally just add it back. It's a recycle.
Yeah, and I mean they do have recovery already with Shaddoll Fusion, the Predoplant link as well.
Yeah, the Predoplant link. The Predoplant link. All it does is it activates it from deck and resolves it. So it's.
I wonder, do you know the ruling? If they mill Shaddoll Fusion on Verde Anaconda, do they get to send from deck? It resolves as its own effect. It probably does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shaddoll Fusion to
They
1.
should. I don't know. I might just be dumb. But
sucks to get Shaddoll back this and then have it just be too good and have to go away again. But whatever. It's very good.
Yeah.
Speaking of decks that were once way too good.
Yeah, I actually picked Dryden. I was really curious to see what would happen. What would happen? Because before Master Rule 4, undeniably, Zodiac was the best deck. Mm-hmm. And it's still making waves right now. So I was kind of curious, if we give it back Dryden to 1 or Broad Bowl, I'll put a slash there. It's like, I was just being curious to see what the deck could do. I think it'd be fair, because like when the deck was playing, it was like 1 Rapier, because it was the 2 Rapier, 3 Whiptail, 3 Thoroughblade, 3 Ram.
15 engine cards.
Yeah, 15 engine cards.
17 Count Barrage.
Yeah, and then it was just like all the rest of it was hand traps and like D-Barrier or Strike, and it
was the most consistent deck ever.
Yeah.
Probably even more consistent than Striker. It just did the same thing every time.
Yeah.
I think it's fine, honestly. I give him a hard time, but Dryden the 1 isn't really going to save the deck. It still doesn't have all the consistency it needs. Now, if you did Dryden and Broad Bowl, different story. I think then the deck becomes way too good. Pot of Avarice isn't 1 as well.
Well, to be fair, the deck has Pot of Avarice already. The Zodiac.
What is that?
Combo.
Which card is it?
Combo.
It's not really reliable.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I think it'd be fun enough. But the thing is like if you're hitting Lunalight Tiger too, it's perfectly fine, because I know that Zodiac's a big part of those combos as well.
That's stupid.
Yeah. For me though, I think the other limited card, I already talked about it, that's Halqifibrax or Needle Fiber. Look, we just gotta be preemptive on this kind of thing.
Hater.
Look, do you really want to play in a format with 3 Halqifibrax? They can just go into whatever they want.
Am I bigger than them?
That's true. Look, the thing is like with Halqifibrax, like it's just gonna be it's just a 1 card extender. It's kind of like the same theory as Summon Sorceress, right? You just get the Summon Sorceress and then you just keep going. You just have a free extender, and you can you get back Jet Synchron, and that's another that extends itself back out.
Jet Synchron does it. You can even like, I'm trying to think other extenders, because you can Glow Up Bulb,
which is a 3. Yeah,
don't want to scare the cat. Oh, them bitches. It's long. Sharp.
Yeah, Needle Fiber's it's gotta go to 1 right away. It's gonna dominate MR5 too much, especially. I mean, I don't know what decks are gonna be good, but I get the feeling DD and stuff can like that. They're probably gonna
be DDD is gonna be broken. It's because like they can literally, if they have red and green slime, they can literally make a Lowering 6 Waking Caesar, and it negates a monster effect. So you can negate an Ash Blossom, a Droll,
Nibiru.
Yeah, that's the big one. And you can still, if you open like a Copernicus, you can still just continue to play, and you're sitting here like, this game's over.
And you don't want to give that deck free extenders.
No.
Yeah.
It puts us to semis.
Yeah, which gets us to the more boring part of the list. But you have something exciting to share with the people.
I think Unicorn needs to go to 2.
I agree.
I think Necros doesn't do anything, and I think with giving it its best card back, I think the deck would actually be viable, and I think the deck could actually be playable, because the whole like turn 1, and it actually, if you open up Manju plus a ritual spell, it outs the window board, because it just negates its effect, so it can continue to play it. So it's like an actual viable like counter.
Yeah.
First hand, Logan plays it. I got my buttons beat. He literally just normal summon Manju. I'm like, okay, he's like, search, activate mirror. I'm like, yeah, this sucks. I have Winda, Kaliga.
You just started getting flashbacks. No,
I had Winda, Kaliga, and Cross Sheet. He's like, normal summon Manju. I'm like, yep. And he's like, search mirror. I'm like, oh, so you just hard open the one up. He's like, activate. I'm like, oh, we're just doing that now.
I think it'd be perfectly fair. I think like Necros. When was Necros? It was 2014.
It was
15?
End of Duelist Alliance.
So 2000.
Well, no, it
early
was
early
Alliance.
2015.
Yeah,
it's been 5 years.
I watched Logan actually spend. He bought Brios and Valk, and they were full price.
God, you remember those days, guys?
$150.
Yeah,
that thing was $1,000.
No, that's like the last really. That's the deck we had. I think it should come back. I think Unicorn 2 is fine. Every deck's going to be spamming out of the extra deck. I think it'd be really funny to just slap a Unicorn down and they go, oh.
Yeah.
Besides, at this point, there's so many ways to easily remove a Unicorn. What is it, 2,000 attack points?
2,300.
That's actually kind of big.
Yeah, it's bigger than Winda. Because he can't. Yeah, because Logan was just like, attack. I'm like,
it's fine. Bring it back. Give the deck a little bit of playability. It has nothing else going for it right now.
Yeah, and it's really susceptible to hand traps, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's-
Golden Logbird,
Golden
Deed
Log-
Crow,
Ash hits hard.
Ash, yeah.
What's an Ghost Bell hits
Infinite
hard.
Impermanence, Veiler.
Yep.
Yeah, that style would have stopped the whole play right there.
Yep, it would have.
Speaking of Shaddoll Invoke, though, I think Alistair should go to 2.
Look, your list actually makes you seem like a hater to
or I just look, man. Look, I just don't like this meta. I think this format sucks. And I don't think Alistair is a big problem. I just think that if it's either got to be Meltdown or Alistair, and I don't care either way, but Alistair, the engine's going to be good forever. We have Dragoon of Red Eyes is going to come out eventually. Problem. So they got to hit something.
When that card gets announced, I have more Banlist discussion.
Magical Meltdown could go to 1 too, because Magic Meltdown's pretty crazy. And that should all invoke decks. You can't respond to Construct.
You can't respond to anything.
Window hits and you got like 3 chain links. Who cares? That you just fusion summon, doesn't matter.
Facts.
Yeah. Alistair I think can go to 2. It doesn't hit the consistency a whole lot if you leave Meltdown to 3, or you can put Meltdown to 1, Alistair to 3, so on and so forth. I think it's fine. The deck's really just an engine. It just finally found the best home for it for once. So I hate to hit it that soon because I think the deck's cool, but it's only going to get better over time. So I think it's perfectly fine to kind of nip the problem in the bud right now.
I also put Regeki to 2. We have 3 Dark Hole, 3
cares?
Lightning Storm.
Yeah.
Regeki probably should go to 3, but I still think it's kind of incredibly strong.
The only argument I have against says it's not a Harkness per turn, so it gets
There's
negated.
Dark Hole.
I actually kind of give you that one.
It doesn't matter.
They do kind of fill the same. Actually, no. Now I just remember Lightning Storm is activated, so even if they negate the Lightning Storm, just run it back.
Yeah, you can you can Judgment Lightning Storm and be like, okay, activate.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. You pay 4K to lose anyway.
Yeah, so I guess that's fine because then at that point you just have preferences. Like, do I want to play Lightning Storm? Do I want to play Raigeki? Dark Hole? I don't think it matters. Cards, funny to say, but Raigeki just doesn't matter anymore.
Honestly, I'm gonna get flamed in the comments if we get comments. But
Go ahead.
I don't think Lightning Storm's very good.
I don't either.
I'll go on the. I think
it's just that restriction. You have to have an empty no monsters.
No monsters.
Yeah,
that's where it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The card has restrictions where Regeki doesn't, nor does Dark Hole. And like I even think Evenly Matched is better because it outs everything but one card.
And it near permanently removes them from the game as it's face down. The only cards getting that back are like that one random.
Lucini Gia.
Yeah, that card.
And then Omega.
Yeah, that's it.
No, there's gonna be one obscure card.
I don't remember. I think you got the wrong.
Nathan's gonna watch this and like destroy. There's 12. I'm like, oh crap, might be.
Now I know I've wanted to ban a lot of cards people probably like, but I want Snow back at 2. This is my attempt just to get the fans back.
You're talking about Fairy Tale Snow.
Yeah, Fairy Tale Snow. I don't think the card matters like in this current format. I would love to see Grass come back.
There needs to be a picture of Adam just right here. You're welcome, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, curious combos get better, but that's fine. Every deck's going to be comboing as much as possible during MR5, and I think having some defensive capabilities is going to be fine. Now, it does invite problems where if a deck can just combo, put out like Apollo, Trigate, and just a bunch of stuff, and then end on a Snow, that could be a problem. But
yeah,
it's just not very consistent.
My thing is like we're with Master Rule 5 coming in, HR 5, freaking what is it? Revised Rule 4.5.
Yeah, whatever they call it.
I think that it's so wide open. It's not as cut and dry as people make it sound. Yeah, I mean, sure, there's gonna be 3 decks that carry over pretty well, but like, I don't know, give the fans what they want. Kind of make it like, creative again instead of it just being so standard.
Yeah, I think Grass should come back too. Talk about that later. Hey, look, it's fine.
I like Grass. It's
fine.
Xenoid, I'm back.
I mean, Grass is at 2 in the OCG. It doesn't do. Snow is at 3 and 2 Grass in the OCG. It doesn't do anything. I think. I might be wrong, but
we went to Japan. You want to run this? They're smarter than us.
No, they're format. Bro, we just got out of 2 years of Striker, and you want to go to the OCG where they've had it for 2.5? Forget about it. Look, just talk about Monarchs and we'll move on.
Yeah, so
I more formats we don't want to go back to.
Look, I put Pantheism to 3. The deck doesn't do anything.
It still won't.
Exactly. And if it does, Khalil might actually fight me, because he thinks that it would be insane if Pantheism came back.
It's not a hard once per turn, right?
Yeah, it is.
It is? It don't matter.
It doesn't say activate, it says it's use.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, so you can, it just says draw 2.
The deck was always really inconsistent. The problem is every other deck around it just was also inconsistent. Domain hit a lot harder. These days
it's gonna hit crazy hard actually if it hits.
I mean, even if it does come back, people are just gonna start putting stuff in the deck that are going to out it.
Yeah,
I don't think
I'll be
matters,
maining
yeah.
Cosmic probably.
Yeah, Cosmic,
if mine
Fang.
doesn't get hit,
Yeah.
I'm maining Cosmic or I'm quitting.
If you're playing a combo deck and mine's not banned, first of all, don't play that deck. Second of all, start maining back row move. Even if it's just one card, just main one MST, just so you can kill them through that mine you finally out.
You activate Desires, banish stolen copy. Free! Press that from the chat, boys.
Yeah.
So
With Mystic Mind being banned, though, which it will, we can bring Metaverse back to 3, which I don't think that... I think it matters. I mean, field spells are kind of... They're really important to a lot of decks. ABC is kind of getting a... Like, they're kind of a mystery deck, because they might just be really good going forward, depending on what they get. Because, like, imagine if you end on a board every game, Hanger, IP Masquerena, ABC Dragon Buster.
It's also going to end on Union Carrier.
Yeah, that's...
Because that card... I actually want to play with
Oh, yeah, and then they can quick link into Avermax, they can quick link into Unicorn with the pieces.
Yep.
They just have options.
Oh, yeah,
It's good. It's just not consistent, but giving them more options to at least get to their field spell helps. That's not the main thing, though. I mean, like, dinos they won't use, no deck's going to use it. But giving decks extra options at field spell is important, because terraforming should never move from 1, in my opinion.
Alright, so I'm actually going to change my pick, and I'm putting terraforming to 3.
No.
Look, I actually was thinking about it, like, I just think terraforming needs to go back to 3. I think if mine gets banned, terraforming to 3 makes complete sense.
Look, the thing is, you either have to limit all of the really good field spells, which they kind of have, Light Stage Diagram. They kind of have. Like, all of the good field spells that aren't hard ones per turn are already limited. But that's just because
I should have said bring back Chicken Game. I made a mistake.
You gotta relax. You want to get rid of mine and bring back Chicken Game? No.
I'll pay 1,000 to draw from your field
Hell
spell.
no.
Like, I play Ignites. I missed that card.
Good lord, man. Nah, dude, terraforming can't come off 1. Like, field spells are just any deck that the thing is what happens is it makes it so Konami can't release decks with good field spells because they tried.
Zombie World. That's what we didn't think of earlier. Zombie World.
I don't even think zombie decks play. Because they have the
You want to
Necro.
look stupid.
Well, okay, they play the terraforming, but
Yeah.
they got the Necro World Banshee that activates it from grave or field. They just banish that card. That's fine.
Yeah, just imagine.
Raw activate Zombie World is not as good as just out of deck, which is why Metaverse would be good at 3.
So hear me out, right?
Mm-hmm.
You activate it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you activate it. You
Yep.
search terraforming, activate Zombie World, you set 1 pass. I am not putting 2 monsters on board that entire turn. Because they're just gonna super poly it away. So I'm a free 3,000 monster. I'm gonna be like, oh.
That's a good point. Yeah, was that Nether
Soul Dragon.
Draco Soul Dragon,
Yeah,
something like that. That is pretty good.
I think it's broken.
Which is why terraforming should not come back to 3.
It should.
But Pankratops should. I don't know why they hit Pankratops in Red Reboot. Now I get it. Dinos are actually really good. So Pankratops at 3, I don't think is gonna push that deck
It was
over
a
the edge.
pre-hit.
Yeah.
And
You
it was
think
like
it was a
risk.
pre-hit for Dinos?
So that's the thing, though. Is I don't think it was really a pre-hit. I think they were like, I need to sell Lightning Storm, so let's limit these 2 really good cards.
So Mar hit just a mogul move.
Yeah, they're smart. They're like, what cards do this? Oh, these 2 do it pretty well. Let's take those away.
Pankratops is an infinitely better card than Lightning Storm.
I hate Lightning.
Way better than Lightning Storm. But now Pankratops can come back to 2 or 3. I think it was a really good card out of the side deck. There was only 1 deck that abused in the main, unless you count Striker. Some builds did, but I don't count that.
Early builds of Salad used to play it too.
That's
But
true.
that was a year ago.
That was a long time ago.
Come on.
I think the only reason Pankratops isn't going to come back to 3 is because Dinos are doing well right now with it at 1. That's the only reason they're going to say, oh, look, well, we can't bring it back. Look, this deck's doing so good with it in the main in every single build. But it is, by and large, it's a side deck card. Like, I think it should come back. I think having less options for the side deck's a big problem, even if they are just generic answers. Is that really a problem, though? When you just look at your side, go, I need 3 more cards. Oh, Pankratops.
No.
And Red Reboot needs to come back because that just limits options against control
They-
decks. Like, it does, although it does feel really bad to lose to. You ever lose to a Red Reboot?
No, because I don't play bad decks.
We're gonna cut that out.
No,
Anyway.
we're not.
No, it feels really bad to lose to Red Reboot. It feels pretty good to win with it, though. Actually, I don't think it feels that good to win with it either, because it feels like, well, I didn't deserve this, but I'm taking it.
Jake went to a regional and he was playing against like like an Altergeist deck. And the guy's like, haha, activate. And Jake's playing Crusadia the Crusadia deck. So he's like, Shane, all right, OTK. And he walked up to me smiling. I'm like, what? He's like, best card in the meta. I still hate you.
That didn't happen exactly like that, but I've done that a lot. Anyway.
It was like a toned down version.
You want to talk about your honorable mentions I'm not going to agree with you on?
Electromite. Okay, I'm actually gonna put I'm actually gonna put another one.
Please do. I don't want to talk about Electromite, and you know why.
I think Electromite's broke. I think Electromite
They
never
would
should
be
have
the
gotten banned.
best deck in the format if they had Electromite.
Oh, right now, absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Going forward, it's going to get better. They just started splashing in more stuff, and now they're going to end on a board of like 2 of the
Anything
Mighty
they want.
Master, Borreload Savage Dragon, and it doesn't matter what else. They can add on whatever they want.
Yeah.
They're just going to go back to their old, like the Guard Dragon Pendulum. You want to go back to Guard Dragon Pendulums with Mighty Master instead?
I'm down. I'll play it.
Well, there you have it.
I'll play it. Anything I care.
We're
All
never
right,
making
so-
a partner.
Shit.
I'm going to cut him off and go to Skuldred. Look,
I have my other honorable mention.
Look, Skuldred, in MR5, decks are just going to get more and more able to just combo around. Skuldred just going to fix bad. It's going to do the same thing it does. It's going to fix bad hands.
Yep.
It's generic. It's special summons out. None of it's once per turn.
Facts.
It's a problem. It's been a problem forever. It's just one that they've like barely been able to skirt around because they've been able to manipulate every other card around it. But card's got to go to 1. Card's going to become a problem again someday. And even if it doesn't, I'm going to die by that.
Alright, so I wanted to also talk about Ancient Fairy Dragon as an honorable mention.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
Dang.
I don't see a problem with it. What is it? Why was it bad? There was like loops or something.
Yeah,
Right?
that's why. It was a loop. The loop card was stupid.
Again, I always hated TCG Konami's affinity to hit not the actual card that burns. Like Cannon Soldier's still unbanned.
Yeah, but
Should we say that on camera? People are gonna start getting ideas. Anyway.
Yeah,
But-
all 150 of you boys. Appreciate it.
But yeah, I don't care. Ancient Fairy Dragon come back to 1, 3.
No, see, that's what I was thinking. It could come back, realistically.
I don't know
Maybe
enough
we'll see.
about. I kind of was on a hiatus when that card was doing its thing, so I don't know exactly why it was so broken. But
I played ABC during that format. I remember going to 0 and thinking, crap.
MR5.
Set rotation was also at more than 1.
Yeah, set rotation can never lead from 1 either. Card's crazy.
Well, Mystic Manacle's Bandicoot. Going back to my first overall pick in the
Yeah, look,
2020 draft, Mystic
Look, all that matters is mine's got to get banned for this format. On the other, like it might be a card that actually stops the combo decks, but do you really just want to pass 30 turns in a row to mine and say, "Go, okay, I win now"? It's so dumb.
Or like I said, if you activate Desires and you banish your odds, you're just going to be like, I've lost.
It feels really bad to lose game 1 because your opponent goes mine and you go, "Oh, I have no outs."
Now, I'm going to be honest here, real honest. I don't main an out game 1.
I don't either.
It looks like
What do
it's
I?
bad.
Well, I main set rotation.
I don't. I play Shadon Vogue like a bad person.
Yeah, well, dude, I played the best deck of the format. I play Dino, the deck that has a 60-40 matchup.
Then how is it the best deck? We'll go. All right, so we're ending the video off now.
Yeah. I hope you guys thought this was at least somewhat interesting. New format we want to try at the very least.
If you have any questions, you want to comment what you think should have been, hit, should have been unhit. If we just oversaw something, maybe we're just dumb.
Yeah, 'cause
That's possible.
we do have a big list here of a bunch of stuff we did want to talk about.
We didn't want to be here all day though.
Yeah. We think this format sucks. At least I do. I think this format's not very fun.
I also have an honorable mention.
Go ahead.
Alticana Hawk. I like going anytime. Like, comment, subscribe, and go ahead and give us like a little tidbit of information. Maybe you want to tell us a story about how Mystic Minds affected your daily life.
If you or a loved one have been affected by Mystic Mind, you may be entitled to financial compensation.
All right, guys.
Have a good one, boys.